It's a Minimalist Monday edition of Optimal Finance Daily, episode 326, The Joy of Living Within Your Means, and Maybe You Don't Really Need More Money, by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. And hi again, everybody. Welcome to a brand new week here at Optimal Finance Daily. I am Dan. I'm here each Monday through Friday, bringing you some of the best personal finance content from the best personal finance blogs on the planet. We bring it to you in audio form. And today I have two shorter posts. We're going minimal, I guess you could say, for this Minimalist Monday edition. But before we get to that, we have a new sponsor for the show, Alt MBA. Seth Godin's Alt MBA workshop is an intensive leadership and management workshop designed for change makers. No lectures or videos, just getting things done. And I'll give you more info about that after today's posts. But remember to check out altmba.com/optimalfinance for more info. For now, let's hear today's two posts as we optimize your life. The Joy of Living Within Your Means by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. Quote, "Do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left after saving." Warren Buffett. Recently, I pulled into my local gas station. It was evening and there wasn't much traffic inside or outside the store. In fact, I was the only one filling up. That was until another car came speeding around the corner and pulled up to the pump next to me. The engine of the sports car broke the quietness of the evening and was drowned out only by the squeal of his tires and eventually the volume of the music pouring out of his windows. The driver quickly hopped out of his vehicle, wearing a leather jacket, and proceeded to fill his tank with premium gasoline. It was quite a spectacular sight, actually. A dark, still evening with no noise around us to speak of. Me standing next to my white 2005 Honda Accord, and him right next to me, taking time to admire his brand new sports car. We didn't exchange any words. I don't even recall him looking in my direction to acknowledge my existence. He was, I think, far too preoccupied with his vehicle. I know nothing of this fellow or how he came to acquire his fancy new car, and I'm passing no judgment on him. This is a story about me, not him. Because in that moment, a surprising thought entered my head. I remember thinking, for better or worse, I could drive a car like that if I wanted. I could purchase a fancy new sports car, a leather jacket, even racing gloves if I wanted. But I choose not to. And it's true. There are, I suppose, a few cars on the planet that I could not receive enough credit to acquire. But for the most part, there's nothing stopping me from driving an expensive, flashy sports car around town. Except for maybe one thing. The only thing stopping me from driving the same car I encountered at the gas station is I enjoy living within my means. I like knowing I spend less than I make. I mean, I could drive a more expensive car, I could buy a bigger house, I could take more lavish vacations or purchase more luxurious furniture, but I find a significant amount of pleasure knowing my expenses do not exceed my income. Staying out of debt means I am not being hunted down by creditors. It means I'm not carrying a financial burden from my past while also trying to provide for the present. It means I have freedom to make choices with my excess income. It means I can save if I want, give if I want, or spend if I want. Because I live within my means, I enjoy a significant level of freedom that others do not. It allows me to sleep better, carry less stress, and live a more calm, relaxed life. Our world works hard to convince us to outspend our means, and then provides 1,000 ways for us to do it, even delivering pre-approved cards of plastic directly to our front doors. And from the outside, a life built on credit may appear the life we desire, with its bright lights, bold colors, and the flashy impressions we're able to make. But I'll choose something different for my life. I'll choose calm and peace and the knowledge that I have chosen responsibly, for there is a wonderful joy to be found in it. I know there are any number of uncontrollable circumstances that may make this choice impossible for some, tragedy, medical emergencies, or unexpected career downsizing as examples. But for those who still have the choice, I don't think you'll ever regret spending less than you make. Besides, I kind of like my Honda Accord. Maybe You Don't Really Need More Money by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. Quote, "He that is of the opinion money will do everything may well be suspected of doing everything for money." Benjamin Franklin. I've never been one to employ large, sweeping generalities. I try to recognize that everyone lives unique lives with unique backgrounds, focused on unique passions. We are different in our nationality, our heritage, our gender, our family status, our religion, our culture, and our worldview. But I am becoming increasingly convinced there is one characteristic that unites each of us. We don't need more money. I admit that some have stumbled upon this blog post today who do need money for legitimate survival, but it is probably not you. After all, you clearly have access to the internet, which doesn't guarantee you have everything you need for survival, but it sure increases the probability. Add to that the reality that 6 billion people live on less than $13,000 a year, and Daniel Suelo has survived the past 12 years with no money at all, and I'd say chances are pretty good your basic needs are already taken care of. We don't really need more money, but most of us still want it. We like more cash in our pocket. We want a bigger paycheck each week. We want a larger balance in our checking account, savings account, or retirement account. And many of us have tied our happiness to this pursuit of money. Even though our basic needs have been met, our desire for money persists. Far too often, this desire begins to take root as a need inside of us. Before we know it, we forget that we were talking about a want and begin confusing it with a need. But what we need and what we want are rarely the same. We don't really need more money. Instead, we need to show more spending restraint. We need to discover gratitude and contentment. We need to practice generosity. We need to stop comparing our lives to others. We need to change our view of money. We need to realize our lives are far more valuable than the amount of money we possess. Again, we don't really need more money. Maybe what we really need is far more difficult to discover, but also far more valuable. You just listened to the posts titled "The Joy of Living Within Your Means" and "Maybe You Don't Really Need More Money," both by Joshua Becker of BecomingMinimalist.com. And a big thanks to our new sponsor that I mentioned at the top of the show, Alt MBA. If you want to level up and make a bigger impact, check out their workshop. It brings together groups of 100 to 120 leaders in different industries, and together you work on 13 projects for a month. It's not about passively learning, no lectures or videos. It's about actively putting concepts into practice until they become a habit. There are over 1,000 alumni from all sorts of backgrounds, like product managers, naval commanders, lawyers, engineers, filmmakers, and more. And there are both freelancers and folks at companies like Nike, Microsoft, Tesla, and others. So if you're a leader and want to become even better, this is for you. Check out the Alt MBA as a different way to level up. They're now accepting applications for the summer and fall sessions, and to find out more, simply visit altmba.com/optimalfinance. And for special consideration, let them know that I sent you. Again, that's altmba.com/optimalfinance, and that is linked in this episode's description as well. I'll go ahead and leave it there for today. I will see you tomorrow with a post from a brand new author, new to the show, Michelle Schroeder Gardner of makingsenseofsense.com. I'll see you there, where your optimal life awaits.
Hello, Life Optimizer. This is Justin Malik, creator and producer of this podcast, but also Optimal Living Daily, the show where I read to you from even more blogs covering finance, productivity, minimalism, personal development, and more from incredible bloggers like Derek Sivers, Zen Habits, Mark and Angel, The Minimalists, and all the ones you hear on this show too. So if you enjoyed today's episode and like taking amazing blogs on the go, come on over to Optimal Living Daily and subscribe to that one too. And together, we'll start optimizing your life.
You've been listening to Optimal Finance Daily. Be sure to hit the subscribe button to stay up to date on each new episode, and head to oldpodcast.com, that's OLDpodcast.com, for a free gift as well as more actionable tips and resources to help you maximize your potential. Thanks for joining us, and remember, your optimal life awaits.